Yo, what's up, guys? It is confirmed. We're gonna get a Lord of the Rings collab. Why is it confirmed? Well, apparently it's in the data already for what is gonna come. So that's just... We had a patch earlier this morning, and the patch was actually 42 MB, which is way too much for just a bunch of things that they added into the game. So yeah, they did already mention things in here. I'm not sure if this is a leak that was intended to be leaked, because most of the times these things are not in the game yet until actual release. I would... If this was an intended leak for Counter's W marketing team, really big W marketing team, because this kind of leaks create hypes. If it was an unintentional leak and someone's gonna get fired, still W to this guy that actually did do wrong, because now we actually have some hype and something to look forward to and something to actually talk about in the next coming weeks. So the thing is, apparently it's going to be on the 29th of January. Why do we know that? Well, apparently there are a few packs that are saying they are going to be released on the 29th of January. So they got sold out by their own packs, which is the best part about it. Oh, that's hilarious. Sorry, but that's just me finding that hilarious. But yeah, it's going to be Lord of the Rings. People did already have like some mixed feelings about it. It's like, oh, it's going to be another one with humanoid characters, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. Yeah, probably. But there are a few options which could be a little bit unique. Of course, they could go for like a Balrog. They could go for like whatever kind of units, but in all honesty, most likely it's going to be... Apparently Frodo is going to be a water unit, and it is going to be free to play, and mostly the free to play units, as you remember from the other ones, such as like Ken, such as the Gyome, such as like a bunch of these others. The free-to-play units are the only one in family. And I think also, if we look about it, like, what the hell is Frodo gonna do? Like, smile and wave and complain about Sam? Like, what the fuck is he actually gonna do in game? But then we have Aragorn, Gandalf, Legolas, and Gimli, which do make a lot of sense to actually be put in game. Some people did already say they're already in game. We got Gimli, we got Legolas, and we got Aragorn in game already. I think you could find a mage as well for Gandalf, but... Truth to be told, yeah, that's something. Some people also already found Sauron at home for that kind of meme, sure. But yeah, main thing is that this is the text that they found, and based on that, they found like a few other things as well, such as like the scrolls coming in. Well, these are a bunch of other scrolls. Wait, I think I have the scrolls somewhere as well. Yeah, I think that these are going to be the scrolls. I could be wrong on that, but big shout out to Burning F from the Twitch chat that actually came to the conclusion saying like, hey, it is going to be the collab on Lord of the Rings. And also, of course, really big shout out to Sarusa, which actually then started digging on those kind of things. Because these kind of guys do have the information because, well, yeah, we still have a bunch of things that are just simply not shown in games, such as multipliers. So they say it's like, oh, it's fine if you data mine them. But then we data mine them and we find your shit when the collab is gonna happen. So, yeah, Legolas, as I mentioned before, I think it's going to be... Ah, there we have another Legolas. That's Walmart Legolas. Fair. They actually say looks more like Nazgul. That's true, it looks more like a Nazgul. If it was a Weaver Rider, then yeah, absolutely. So, for me personally, Lord of the Rings, seen all movies, did not read any of the books, did not see The Hobbit, did watch all movies twice, I guess. Maybe I will watch them just for the sake of it. But... yeah, I think that it is a fine collab. It's not like a super hype collab for me. I think for the people like general player base, it's like about a 50-50 if you rather really like it or you just don't care. I think that's kind of the thing. People would say it's like, oh, it's again humanoid characters. True, I would have personally rather seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Because with Yu-Gi-Oh! You could go for like Blue Eyes White Dragon and those kind of things. Of course, I would way rather see Dragon Ball, but we all know that that one probably ain't gonna happen. But yeah, in all honesty, I don't think it's a really bad one. So also it's going to be on the 29th of January, which then also means that we will have the balance patch also on the 29th of January. So I do expect somewhere in the week of the 26th of January to have some like teasers. Well, we already have our teasers in this video. That kind of stuff. And yeah, then we also probably have like the balance patch notice somewhere on like 27 or 28. So that's still about 2 weeks from now. So that's still going to be taking a little bit more time. But at least we have something to look forward to right now, rather than saying it's like, yo, nothing is happening. But is something going to be happening? Or is it just going to be the balance patch and then that's that? Because these events, I did already mention that in the previous video that I made earlier today, that most of these events are kind of running around or running out around like the 30th. So it does make sense that then new stuff comes in. I did not expect them to do the balance patch in combination with the collab, but apparently they don't care about that. They can do that at the same time. No issues with that whatsoever. The only issue I might have with that is that they say it's like, guys, collab, but balance patch? Like, no, collab. And we are like, no, but balance patch? And they're like, yeah, collab. So that's the only thing that I could see that they're going to do the balance patch absolutely horrendously bad. That's the only thing I'm kind of holding my heart for. I'm like, I'm not too sure if they're going to do the best of balance patches out there right now. But yeah, that's definitely a thing that might happen. But in all honesty, I think it is a decently good collab. I don't think it's like absolute top notch. But I would say that it is a fair bit of saying like, okay, we can see some value in there. They can definitely see some options. Personally, for me, big Legolas fan, big Archer fan. If the light or dark Legolas is an LD5, I definitely would like to have those. They definitely will release a whole bunch of units, and then most of them are going to be ass, which is mostly the case. But there's probably going to be one or two really good, which is definitely one of those two that we're looking out for. We had the Hwarang Light being straight off the get-go, being insanely strong. I hope that they at least gear up a few units to be very strong, because if we look at the last collab, a lot of the, like, all of the wind net 5s, pretty garbage, or actually really garbage. Water one, all of them pretty, well, Waterpaw was okay-ish, Nina was okay-ish, but not crazy, and I think the Waterpaw already got a buff or not, I don't even remember. And then Fire Ken was okay, and the others were pretty garbage. So for normal elementals, they had a pretty garbage release on the last collab. At least they had with the previous collab. The Zenitsu Wind was pretty impactful. You still have some people playing the Zenitsu on water. And they started buffing a few units after, which I do expect for the coming balance patch that they start buffing a few of those Tekken 8 units. But on release, none of the Tekken 8 units were that interesting outside of a Light Hwarang. So it would be cool to see more of that. While currently in current state, Light Hwarang is still good. Like if you still have Light Hwarang, he's still really good. Light Nina is absolute top tier at the moment. So that's definitely one of those units that a lot of people will be looking out for. It's like, hey, I would like a Light Nina. Because Light Nina does do about 2 times as much damage as a Maximilian does. While being crazy tanky. And a lot of people like Maximilian, right? Well, now you get the idea why Light Nina is that good. And it also has a speed lead. It is a lower speed lead, but in the end, kind of same potatoes. But a shit ton more damage, because this part does work with branding, and then you just additional damage artifacts. You can rune this up at like 40k HP. Is 105 base, which is also crazy good. And then you're just doing an insane amount of damage. So let me know in the comments what you think about this collab. Are you saying hype collab or not so hype collab? Yeah, that's I did also hear a few people say it's like, I'm just really tired of collabs. Why collabs all the time? Well, collabs do give more events. Collabs gives new units, so it just brings a little bit of new light to the game. So yeah, that's kind of that, and we shall see if they are gonna do this collab something slightly different. If they were to add in Yu-Gi-Oh, which would have been actually really cool, then Yu-Gi-Oh, they could have went for a card game, which does fit a lot more for Summoners War rather than what we had with the Tekken 8. Tekken 8 was some kind of like active gameplay, blah, 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 button mashing thing. Was not well received. Before that, we had the Demon Slayer, also kind of like more agile playstyle, platforming, whatever. Not that well received. What are we gonna do for the mini games for the Lord of the Rings collab? And also, big question, what are we exactly collabing with? Because we do know that we're collabing with Lord of the Rings. We do know that Frodo is going to be in the game, but we do not know what other side characters are there. It's most likely going to be Gimli, Gandalf, Aragorn, and Legolas, because those are the most common 4, I would say. Plus, those are also the most common 4 in the series itself, or at least in the movie. But then it's also the question, do we actually collab with the movie, or do we collab with the, I think they probably have some comics of it, they probably have a manga of it, they probably have like all kinds of things from Lord of the Rings. They have like particular games from Lord of the Rings. So sure, we're collabing with Lord of the Rings realm, but as with Tekken, we collabed specific with Tekken 8. Do we have something specific that we're collabing with right now? So that's kind of the question. Some people did say it's like Lord of the Rings doesn't really fit in Summoners War. Well, if we were to say it's like we already claimed a few units that we have in Summoners War, but also if we're talking, for example, Balrog, relatively close. It's a bit different, but we're getting close. It would be cool if Balrog actually becomes a unit playable. I think a lot of people would really love that if they go for like Nazguls, Balrogs, Sauron, all of those kind of things as units. I would really hope they do it, but I kind of doubt that they would do it. But then again, it would be really cool. So let me know in the comments what you think about it. It's definitely better than dry January. Well, it's going to be still a dry January because it's going to be on the 29th. So until the 29th, just log into dailies, log out, save your energy, that kind of stuff if you're not spending that much energy. Definitely do that. And then on the 29th, we'll be back with the Lord of the Rings. And of course, until that time, I'm still be making random videos and that kind of good stuff. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. I'm very happy with this leak because now at least we have something to look forward to. And see you as always in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you would like to see more guides, join the Discord and check out the content tab for the guide video archive, which contains all of the guides that you might need. Hope to see you there.